where, or you specifically, where have you played? I mean, primarily. I mean, you've only been around, like you said, for 4 years. Have you played a lot, or not so much?
We play maybe when we're like actually up and running, because we've been through a couple lineup changes. So there's been some downtime, and then like when we were recording the album, that took a while, just because trying to coordinate like everyone's schedule was kind of hard.
Right.
But when we're actually doing stuff actively, we'll probably play Atlanta like once every month. And then like cities outside of Atlanta, we'll hit those every now and then. But we haven't really played outside of Georgia too much. We did a little like 5-day run, something like that, and like up and down the East Coast or close to it. I think 2 years ago, and we played the Carolinas a couple times, like little one-off dates. And for this little thing we're doing right now, since we had to play Legions in Chicago,
right.
Yesterday, we played Bloomington, Indiana on Thursday,
right,
and then we're playing Louisville tomorrow.
Correct. I saw that on your Facebook as well, and I think the gal that we arranged this with, she told us that you were playing in Louisville as well. We were like, oh, that's only like a 9-hour drive. We could make it. I mean, Toby and I were actually like, we should drive up there, but I have to work on Monday. We were like, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
we were like, oh, that would be really cool, but you know, Reggie's was not happening this weekend.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have made it, but
yeah. But yeah, so we mostly just play around Atlanta, or we have been.
Well,
I should say. Hopefully now we can start branching out.
Well, now that Ascension is released, and you can hopefully get now after last night too.
Right, and that was another thing. That since you said that, it reminds me. We didn't want to really push too far outside of Georgia, or like surrounding states, because we didn't have a full length to push onto people.
Correct.
We have like shirts, and we have a little 2-song demo that we put out, but I really wanted to have, I wanted to wait until we had like a substantial musical offering.
Correct.
That people could pick up from us in person before we started really trying to tour.
So how long did it take to record Ascension totally? Like you said, you've been working on it, and you said it did take a while. So you were coordinating time with your bandmates. How long did it really take when you had to record it?
Overall, like actual recording time probably wasn't that much. It's just all the guitars and the bass. Me and Alex just recorded ourselves at our respective places of residence, because we both he runs like a recording studio that he runs, and I can record my stuff at home too. So that wasn't any kind of issue. And then we worked with Matt Smith of Theocracy to record drums and vocals, because we knew we definitely wanted to go into a studio for those. And me and Alex have been fans of Theocracy forever, and they're like an hour and a half ish outside of Atlanta, so I mean they're basically a local band.
Gotcha.
As far as location goes, anyway.
Yeah, so it's convenient.
Certainly much bigger than a local band, but
right.
But yeah, we were able to work with him, which was perfect. Drum recording was done in like a weekend. Yeah, we knocked that out, or Nate did, I guess. And then the vocals took a while. I can't remember how long exactly, but Matt has, like I said, it's like an hour and a half drive, so it's one way, so it's kind of there's that factor. full-time engineer.
Right.
And his sort of like day job has him traveling a lot, and sometimes he won't know if he'll have to fly out until like a few days before.
Oh.
And I do a bunch of like cover gigs and stuff. Like that's all I do for money, pretty much.
Right.
So we both have like weird schedules. So a big part of the reason it took so long was just trying to coordinate.
You're like, yeah, when are you free? Oh, dude, I gotta leave town for 3 days for work. I'll be back on Friday. And what are you doing? Oh, well, I gotta do this.
Oh, I've got a gig.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, maybe Tuesday at like 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
I get that. That sucks.
Hey, can you? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I guess I could give like something close to an actual answer to your question.
No
we
worries.
we entered the studio July of last year to record drums, and then I think everything was finally finished recording around or sorry, not July of last year, it was July of the previous year, the year before that, 2017.
Okay.
And God, was it really that long ago? Yeah.
You're like, shit, time flies, man.
Yeah, a long time. Yeah, we did it then, and then vocals were finished maybe like February of 2018, something like that.
And then it's mixing and mastering and all that.
Mixing, mastering, yeah.
Then, and honestly, in that process, isn't that what takes the longest?
Yeah, the actual
mixing
recording it doesn't really take so long. The mixing and mastering definitely takes, especially with Matt, because he wants to. Like I said, he's not a full-time engineer, so he can't really, just do it
right.
all day, every day, or whatever.
Right.
And he wants to take his time with it too to get it.
Make sure it's done right and sounds good.
So yeah.
So I want to ask you about the song "Shoot for the Sun." Can you give us a little bit of detail on that?
Yeah, that's Toby's song.
I love that song. I love the album. I'm so excited. But that song kicks ass, dude.
Yeah, he's been so excited about this for like 2 weeks. He's like, oh, we're gonna interview Paladin. I'm like, all right, cool, kick ass. And he's like, dude, I've been listening to the album nonstop. And he's like, I get to ask. And now that we know that you wrote all the songs, now he can ask you about the songs.
That's awesome. So that song, that's like one of the hardest songs on the album to play for sure for everybody.
I can see why.
What's that?
I can see why.
Yeah. And actually, like, I don't.
Good vocal though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know if for a while I just like totally wrote it off as like, all right, this is going to be a studio song and we're never going to play it live because I was scared. And then I guess at some point we were like, yeah, let's try it. And then it came together eventually. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be.
Did you get a chance to play it live then?
Yeah, we've played it live. I mean, it's basically become a staple in our set now.
Oh yeah.
We played it probably at least half a dozen times at this point. So that's nice. But yeah, it's definitely challenging. It's I would say it's definitely the most like straightforward song on the album, which is part of the reason we chose it for the single.
Well, that was a perfect pick.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that's Toby's top fave. He really
yeah.
digs that one. I like some of the more, I don't know, the growlier ones, but I like a lot more variety of metal too. Toby's straight up more in your face power metal, and I like a little more variety, but I mean, I like everything, but
yeah, and there's been such a mixed reception. I mean, the general response has been positive, but
absolutely.
Just as far as people, like, because there are people who are like, man, love the music, hate clean singing.
And then there are some who don't like the guttural. Some people, like clean vocal and yeah. Why are you doing that grumbly stuff? You're a power metal band.
Yeah.
We have a joke. We have a joke about it on our show. We call it pig squeal or piggy grunts. And Toby gets into it with a couple of our DJs about the piggy grunts.
Yeah.
Because he likes the high clean and he doesn't like the growly.
But it's okay. Everybody has their own thing.
Absolutely.
What's it called? Different strokes for different folks.
I like a variety in my music, so to me, it's all about the feeling, the emotion behind it. If it works, it works.
Yeah.
But I think it works. I like it.
Awesome. Thank you. I really didn't know how it would be received because I was like, am I spreading myself too thin? Like, am I trying to do too many things? But I don't know. I mean, it seems to have worked out, I guess.
But I think if you diversify your sound a little bit, though, you can bring yourself a wider variety of audience, too, though. I mean,
agree.
Yeah. It kind of cuts both ways because there's that aspect, but then there are also, like, the sort of purist kind of people who...
Sure.
Who would be turned off by the sort of deviant aspect.
Oh, you're always going to get the snobs. You're always going to the elitist snobs who are going to be like, man, they're not power metal because they growl, or you're going to get the death metal snobs that say, well, they're too power metal because they have the high clean stuff. So,
yeah.
But regardless,